That's why I'm facing this way. All right, we're live. That's it. That's real. All right, here it is. Hello, world. Are you ready for me? All right, let me just make sure this is here and that is there, doing what it's supposed to do. All right. Welcome to Catchup with Mustard. I am Mustard. This is Joseph Doria. How are you, Joe?
What's up, man? Long time no see.
All right, recap here. I know Joe Doria. When did we meet? In Washington Square Park.
2000.
Very famous. Yeah. Oh, you actually know the year. Very famously, I was homeless. I'm the homeless Mustard. And as such, I lived in a park called, at that time, mostly I spent most of that time living in Washington, in and around Washington Square Park, as most people know. And one of the cohorts in crime was this guy. 2008, is that when you showed up?
Yeah.
And you're from Chicago. We call you Chi-Town because you're from Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Because we're also very clever. John was from Jersey, so we called him Jersey John. And then China Mike was not Chinese, so we called him China Mike.
Right.
He was actually Vietnamese, which I think is funny.
That motherfucker's working in a fucking chicken factory last time I heard.
Is it? Oh, wow. Well, it's nice work if you can get it, I suppose.
Okay.
I don't know. What does that mean? Working in a chicken factory? Is he plucking feathers? Is he cutting off feet? Is he pushing paper? Last time I saw him, he got sober. He was getting sober, is what he was
good for him.
Yeah. And the last time I actually saw him was an AA event in the basement of that big Catholic church on Houston.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember that big giant church?
Yeah.
In the basement there, they had a big AA event.
Huh. I've never been to that one.
I would never recommend it. It wasn't good. I left. But that was the last time I saw him, was that night. No, anyway. So, yeah. So, what do you want to talk about, Joe?
I don't know, man.
The reason I wanted to do this, hey, there's your kid. Hi, kitty.
That's trespass.
What's trespass?
Yeah.
That's cute. No, the reason I wanted to get on your ass right now is because the other day I made a post on Facebook. I don't even remember what it was. It was about the White House demolition or something. Or
no, you said something like indirectly about like, I hope nothing bad happens to you.
No, I was making the comment because I've identified Donald Trump as a mob boss. He's not a president and he's not a kid. He's a mob boss. That's what he is. In his heart, all New Yorkers know that. And so I was referencing the commentary of the extortion commentary of nice shop you got here. It'd be too bad if something happened to it, right? And here he is actually demolishing the White House. And it felt, I don't know, just whatever. It's like this guy, even when he doesn't have to be shady about it, he's still shady. So whatever, everything he does seems shady to me. So I thought I was making a joke about it. And you took the joke the wrong way. You thought it was a threat. Is that right?
Basically, like I hear a lot of shit throughout the days and like, yeah, man. So I thought you were like indirectly implying that you hope something bad happens to our Capitol fucking building.
No, it was happening. I was referencing the bad thing that was happening already. I couldn't, but yes. But I hear, say what?
What's bad about it?
Oh, I just don't think it's the right thing to be doing right now. It's silly. The idea we're building a ballroom, the idea that we're building a ballroom while the government is shut down, food stamps are getting cut off, farmers are going bankrupt. There's all sorts of bigger fish to be frying right now than building a ballroom. It seems like silly. It seems like a ridiculous thing to be doing. And that's why I put that thing up with Castle Grayskull, because it's childish. But no, what I really wanted to ask you, Joe, what I really want to know, and I want to know from a lot of people, is on that thread, you immediately start calling me an idiot. wait.
You are.
Okay. But by the end of it, you're calling me a terrorist. And I want to know how shit like that happens, man. I want to know how.
Already, bro. Like, I'll tell everyone else listening. I told you already. I said that because I wanted to get a rise out of you, because all you do is bitch and moan about what's going on, and you just bitch and moan about shit all day long. And I'm tired of hearing about it.
All right, let me wait, back up, because I already have issue with what you just said. Because I don't do any.
Like, I don't care.
Wait, let me tell you.
Like, we're
I don't
coming
do
on
anything.
here to talk. We're not here to talk about politics, dude. Like,
Oh.
I thought we weren't here to talk about politics. Like, we obviously don't agree on a lot of things. We do agree on some things.
Oh, I
and
wasn't
that's
talking
fine.
about politics. I wasn't talking about politics. I was talking about the way that people talk to each other, Joe. What you just said, bitch and moan all day long. I don't do anything all day long. Like, even the way
Dude, I
you
almost
speak,
unfriended you and I almost unfollowed you because, like, I'm just so tired of all the fucking bullshit, dude. Like,
yeah,
do you
we're
have
all tired of the
anything else
bullshit,
to
Joe.
talk about? Do you have anything else to talk about other than
Yes.
fucking Donald Trump and
Oh.
fucking whatever, dude? Like,
Well,
who gives a shit?
even that doesn't make sense to me, Joe. Donald Trump or fucking whatever. What does that mean exactly? I talk about whatever I
It
want
means
to
if
talk
you
about.
want to talk about anything other than politics or fucking political figures, I'm game. If not, then have a nice day.
What I want to talk about is why talking about political figures comes to this, where you're talking about unfriending me, and you're taking this in some kind of way that I don't even understand, whether I'm talking about politics or not. And honestly, Joe, I haven't talked politics with anybody for years. What arguments happen on Facebook and on social media are semantics. Arguments about what words mean, arguments about arguments about what used to be or what used to be believed or what used to be true in the world and now that people don't believe in anymore. None of that's politics. That's much more about the internet and the media and the dumbing down of America than it is about politics. Donald Trump is just simply the end result of 50 years, something that's been going on for 50 years. And he's mostly irrelevant, in my opinion. But either way, what I wanted to know, Joe, is why it gets so vitriolic. Like, whether you and I agree or not, because I don't think we disagree politically as much as that suggests.
I don't
Why?
think we do.
Yeah. So why, though, does it come so quickly to?
Because as I told you before, I work in politics. I work on the Democratic side. I've gone to events. I've gone to conventions. I got to get all dressed up in suits and talk to these people every day, all the time. I hate it.
That's another reason I want to talk to you about this.
Yeah. And what I find and what I hear from the majority of left standing people is, like, I don't hear much about anything other than fuck Donald Trump for the most part. That's all I hear. I don't hear from them how they want to better our country. I don't hear how, like, what kind of policies they want to do or implement. I don't really hear much of that. All I mostly really hear about is what Trump's doing wrong, and I'm a fascist.
You're not.
And I'm a racist, and I'm a bigot, and I'm a fucking sexist, and I'm all this other shit. And, like, so I'm just so tired of hearing that from the left on a daily basis. I just kind of called you a fucking terrorist. I wanted to see what you were going to say.
Well, it's part of the problem for me is I feel like part of why Trump becomes a focal point of all these conversations is because he's doing better than anyone's ever done, which is the sort of image manipulation and the rebranding of words. So you say a word like terrorist, I don't even know what that word means anymore. As far as Donald Trump is concerned, Antifa is terrorist. Woke doesn't mean what it used to mean, doesn't mean what it's supposed to mean. Snowflake doesn't mean what it's supposed to. Like, none of these terms mean the same thing to anyone you ask. You ask 100 different people, they're relative. You ask 100 people what they mean, you get 100 different answers. One man's terrorist, another man's rebel, fighter, rebellion,
Right.
But it's like, it feels like a real fucked up thing to say to a friend. That's all. And I guess I'm not quite as on board with this, like, just saying shit just to get a rise out of people.
Yeah.
But that seems to be the norm. That seems to be where I don't fit in.
No, because
I never
read
did.
your threads a lot, and I don't really comment much ever, but I read a lot of them, and, like, I see the same thing. People that are more right-leaning, they try to stand up for what they believe in, and you and everyone, for the most part, on your thing that you're with that agrees with you more, they start throwing the fascist and the fucking racist and you're stupid. And
I would no, I strongly disagree, Joe. I do not think that my feeds are like that. And let me start by reiterating. I've
been following you for years.
I know. So go back and look again, because all of my commentary on social media is all about trying to explain to the people who think they are disagreeing with me that we're having different conversations.
You say everyone who's with you is misinformed.
No, it's not about being misinformed. It's about not even having the same conversation. One guy is over here having a very informed debate about one thing. Another guy is over here having a very informed debate about another thing. And because they're using a lot of the same language, they think they're actually debating each other, and they're not. They're actually just talking about two different things. I see that more commonly than anything else. And that's why branding of language matters. That's why it matters when Steve Bannon says, we're going to define those terms. That's why that matters. Because this is why a lot of the bullshit that's going on right now, a lot of the hoodwinking that I think is going on right now is going on. It's because half the people talking about this stuff don't know what the fuck each other is talking about. Because they use words.
Keep my mouth shut for the most part.
Say what?
That's why I keep my mouth shut for the most part.
Well, I'm trying to just at least try to say to somebody like the tearing down of the East Wing. The presentation to some people is that liberals are just pearl clutching, and that liberals don't know that the White House has been renovated before.
Yeah.
Liberals don't know that Truman did this in the 50s. But we do know that, Joe. That's not what the outrage is about. We're not outraged. Nobody's ever done that before. That's not the truth. So when this guy argues that liberals are pearl-clutching idiots, it makes sense to him because he's been told that's what the liberals are complaining about. But that's not what the liberals are complaining about. And most people don't bother to actually listen to what the other guy is actually saying. Most people these days let somebody else tell them what the other guy is saying. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Ronald Reagan was very adamantly against tariffs. That whole speech wasn't even about tariffs. It was about isolationism politics in general. He was against it. He helped to open up the whole fucking world to trade. But still people want to argue the opposite because Donald Trump said something else. And even on my stream, I'm just saying to the guy, just watch the video. Just listen to the speech. And he's refusing. He doesn't want to listen to the speech. He just wants to take Donald Trump's word for it. Something like that is what I'm talking about. That's not politics. That's something completely different, Joe.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think Trump's done anything good while he's been in office so far?
Probably.
Like anything good?
No, you tell me what the good things are, and I'll tell you.
I'm asking you.
I don't know, Joe. I don't know exactly.
You don't know if he's done anything good or not?
Let me think about it. I'm not sure what I know that he's done. I'm not sure because that's not really what I'm looking at. Again, my conversation isn't about Donald Trump. You think I'm obsessed with Donald Trump, and I'm not actually talking about Donald Trump. So I'm not cataloging his failures or his successes at the moment. I'm not.
Really?
But it's like this, Joe. Like some people want to give him credit for a ceasefire in the Middle East that didn't hold. But either way, what he actually did was give Bibi Netanyahu allowance to genocide Palestine. That's what he actually did. I mean, he stood on that fucking debate stage and looked straight down the camera and said to Bibi Netanyahu, finish the job. That's what he said. And Bibi Netanyahu went to go finish the job.
Why are we all up in arms about fucking Gaza and Israel, first of all? Are you Jewish?
No, God, no.
Are you Palestinian?
Am I what? No, God, no.
Then what do you care?
Oh, why wouldn't I care, Joe?
What do you care? Like, what does it really matter to you? Like,
it matters to me. I care about people. Why? I don't know why. It's a spiritual thing.
How can you care about something and not explain why?
Oh, I don't know. Why do you care about the people you're in love with? Often you don't even know why you're in love with people you're in love with. You just do. You just love them. I care about people all over the place for reasons, all sorts of reasons. That's beside the point. What I'm talking, what is the moment and why we care if you care. You don't think you should. This is the isolationism thing. You want America, you want to think about American things, you don't want to care about the rest of the world. But the rest of the world actually affects us more than you realize, particularly as we had taken the position of the world leaders for the last 75 years. Clearly, Donald Trump and the MAGA movement does not want to be the world leaders anymore. That's too much responsibility. It's too much work. It's too much hassle. You have to care about other people, and they don't want to do that. Right? That's what this sounds like to me. I'm not, trying to judge anybody. I'm just saying that's what it sounds like to me. And so I don't know. Why do I care? I don't know. I do. I care about the basic premise. The basic premise of Israel was that the Jews need a homeland. And particularly in the context, not just after the war, but even before the war, that was a very real thing that everybody got on board with. And that's a true thing, that the Jewish people do need their fucking homeland. But we kind of forgot in the meantime that so do the Palestinians. They also need their homeland.
But doesn't that sound like a Jewish and Palestinian problem?
I think figuring out how to get it together is a human problem. We still struggle through a similar situation here in America. The way that we treat Native Americans or the relationship with African America is still very contentious for a lot of reasons. We're all trying to figure out, how to get along. Right. And I think that helping others figure out how to get along helps us figure out how to get along. I think seeing others succeed, why I think of the world as an interconnected thing, Joe. I think we're all connected.
Go ahead. Sorry.
And again, going back to this sort of old modality of world leader, we do have a responsibility to try to help these things. We do have a responsibility to try to move things along.
Okay, sorry.
And I think too many of the people in charge are psychopaths. I think there's just a lot of really mentally ill, crazy, megalomaniacal people.
Yeah, it's been like that since our whole entire life.
No, well, no, maybe yes and no. No, there have been non-crazy leaders in the world, Joe. I know. This is part of the propaganda. This is part of the narrative, is to just assume they're all the same and it's all just a big
being crooked propaganda.
Let me finish it, Joe. Let me finish this sentence.
Not everything.
No, Joe, that's not what I said. But that's again, you didn't hear what I said. You didn't hear what I said, Joe. You're doing the man thing. You didn't let me finish and you didn't hear what I said. So the propaganda of the moment is to assume they're all the same, Joe. The propaganda is to say they're all the same. It's not to say there haven't always been crooked politicians and there's always been liars and there's always been thieves and there's always been crooks, Joe. No shit. But there's also always been heroes, actually for real too. And they want to tell you that that isn't real, that was all pretend. And the MAGA movement, not you personally necessarily, I'm speaking to the ambiguous, but also they want to.
What leaders and heroes do they say don't? What did you say?
I don't even remember. Well, back up.
MAGA doesn't want to tell you about all the heroes in that.
No, they want you to think they're all the same. The propaganda of the moment. I was saying something, and you cut me off to say, "Oh, I don't know that politicians always been crooked." And I'm saying, "Oh yeah, there's always been crooked politicians. There's always been thieves and crooks and liars, but there's also always been truth tellers and healers and heroes in the conversation also." And my point is that the propaganda of the moment wants to say that isn't true and that they're all the same, that they've all been crooks. And it wants to say that because they were liars and they were crooks, that justifies being liars and crooks. This is Mike fucking Johnson said it straight up. He's like, I don't know, people always did this. Now we're just doing it out in the open. So what? It's a bribe. Whoops. That is not a justification for bad behavior because others have done it or because you're doing it more honestly. That's not a justification. That's the logic of a psychopath.
Yeah, no one's saying it is.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the MAGA movement.
Right.
But they're defending this. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out of my ass. I don't know, but
maybe
they're not all just a bag of assholes, Joe. They're not all just a bag of assholes. And the fact of the matter is, I've been having this argument since high school. because since high school, I've been having this argument. Because the fact of the matter is, when you actually get involved in government, that's how you find out the difference between people who mean it and people who don't. People who are here because they want to be bosses, or people who are here because they actually want to affect positive change in the world. Those are different people, and you can tell. Zoran Mandani, whatever you think of him, he is not in it for, I don't know what he's in it for necessarily fully, but he is clearly on the train of actually wants to do something good, actually wants to provide, actually wants to make positive change in the world. That's what he's in it for, and you can tell. That's why people like him so much. Zoran Mandani, he's the mayor of New York. The guy who's going to be mayor of New York. Yeah,
that's interesting.
You don't believe him?
I don't think he can do what he said he's going to do.
No, of course not. Nobody does. Nobody actually thinks that, Joe. He doesn't even think that, Joe. That's not the point. The point is that.
Then why is he running on shit he can't deliver?
Because that's what politics is. That's what governance is.
Oh, yeah.
It's aspirational. This is also something people forget. It's mostly aspirational. So much of what we're talking about is aspirational. So some of this stuff he will get done. Some of it he won't. A lot of it will be compromised. That's what politics is. That's what governance is.
So then what does that leave him to do?
He's trying to make New York City more affordable for working class people. That's the basic premise.
And his policies that he wants
and
to.
The idea so far is socializing grocery stores so that the groceries are cheaper, particularly in places where it's hard to find a grocery store.
You want government to be able to
free buses. I want government. The reason you want government involved in things like this is because government can get a better price. If government is doing the dealing, they can buy in bigger bulk and they can get better deals. That's the whole point of it. That's the whole point of it. That really is.
Yeah, but it doesn't strike you odd as a government like being in control of our food supply?
When we're talking about Joe. There's a difference between providing food to starving people and being in charge of the food supply.
No, I get it. We have tons of starving people in America.
Right. And so that's what we're talking about. We're talking about doing something to provide more food to the people that don't have it.
Yeah, but but then who gets to decide who has the food and who doesn't? That's the thing.
Right now, capitalism decides. That's the problem. Right. So we're trying to break free from that.
You're trying to break free from capitalism, and
we're trying to break free from basic. Wow, no. You see how you did that. So
isn't socialism?
Stop, Joe. You're having a different argument. See, you're doing what I just described.
Socialism.
I'm trying to finish a point. I'm trying to finish a sentence. Hold on a second. All we're trying to do. Capitalism decides whether if you have money, do you get your essentials. That's what capitalism has decided. So people who don't have the money are basically told to go fuck themselves. And so government is just trying to pick up the slack for that and go, all right, we don't want these people dying in the streets, so we got to do something. That's the basic premise. You laugh, but that's the basic premise. Again, this is about framing. So you want to look at it from an angle where it looks like the government's taking over the food supply. But if you look at it from this side, the government's providing food for people. It's the same with the masks and the vaccines. Some people saw that as the government is forcing something on you. Some people saw that as the government is providing something for you. I got my vaccine for free and I was grateful for it. But
I had a choice to get mine where I lived. In New York here, if you wanted to keep working, isn't it you couldn't work unless you got one? So they basically forced you, which I don't agree with that.
Right. Because this is the libertarian problem. Because libertarians forget that your rights end where another's begin. Because you don't have the right to put others' health at risk, Joe. If you walk around unvaccinated, you're putting other people at risk, and you don't have that right. You're just thinking about your right to not you personally, but the libertarian mentality is just thinking about it's your right for your thing to be an island. And if you lived in the Wild West or something, maybe you could do that, but you don't. You live in a city. You live in a society. And in the society, there are people who are vulnerable to illness, like infants, like elderly people, like people with compromised immune systems, cancer patients, people getting chemotherapy. There's all sorts of people who are really need to be worried about and died. A lot of people died. A lot of those are the people that died. And when you walk around unvaccinated, you're exposing them. You're exposing them. You're exposing them. Whether you ever get sick or not.
Yeah, I got the vaccine and I got the booster shot, and I still got sick like 2 or 3 times from it.
Yeah, it
It
happens.
wasn't that bad though. Like
The first time I got a flu shot, I got horribly sick.
Oh, dude, the flu shot was way worse than the COVID shot.
That happens sometimes.
Yeah, it was way worse. I remember that. But yeah, I got COVID. I was doing dabs the whole time I had COVID in my house. I stayed in my house, of course, but I was like smoking weed and doing dabs, and like everything was fine. For me, at least.
Well,
you know, I'm not making light of anything. I'm just saying.
Well, I got COVID. It was horrible. It was horrible. I coughed for weeks and I was shitting my fucking ball. I was shitting my everything out. You have not lived until you have dry heaved out of your asshole, Joe. You have not lived. That's what COVID was. And I had a heart attack.
You had a heart attack?
I had a heart attack.
Holy shit.
I had a heart attack. I got COVID. I got jumped. I got attacked in the subway and ended up in the hospital. And I relapsed behind all that.
Oh shit.
This is years ago, but yeah. Say what?
How much time do you have?
Oh, now I don't know. I'm not even keeping track anymore. I think I'm like 6 years back, but
good.
Not
good
quite. Not quite.
Dude,
but I smoke. I smoke weed though. I smoke weed, so it doesn't count. I can't really count myself sober. But
no, that's not true.
Well, whatever. It's a different thing. Just
you're
like
sober, you're not.
No. But in what that really means, it's a different thing. I'm willing to accept that I'm part of some other group of people. I don't drink, but I do smoke weed. That's okay. Right. But that is not that I have to acknowledge that is different than what is actually sober.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's for me. But they are different things. It's like Donald Trump. We call him the president, but he's not a president. He's something else. Whatever it is you want to call him, that's fine. But don't call him a president. That's not what he's doing. He didn't like being president. He was president the first time. He didn't like it. Too many restrictions.
He didn't like it, so he ran again.
No, he ran again and has completely changed what it means. He's completely redefined what the job means, Joe. Everything about what he's doing now is fundamentally different because he's not necessarily, he's breaking rules, but it's more he's breaking norms and he's changing rules. He's changing rules. And that's the scary part to me because I don't think the president needs any more power. The president is not supposed to be a boss. The president is a civil fucking servant and part of a trinity, 3 equal parts, just like Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. MAGA's making the same mistake that the Catholics make to assume that one part of the Trinity is greater than the other parts when it is not. That's the point of a Trinity, my man. You wouldn't even listen.
I need some weed, man.
We have 3. We have 3 branches of government: the executive, the judicial, the legislative, and they are separate and equal. That's the whole basis of the system. And the Trump MAGA movement is very much powered by this notion that the president should have more power than that the president should have greater power. The president should have imperialistic power. The president should be a boss man when he's not supposed to be a boss man. 3 equal parts, like a holy trinity. Exactly. All right, let's see. There's some people up here. You vaccinate to protect the vulnerable, right? Thank you, Anna. And also 3 equal parts.
Yeah, I'm vaccinated again, by the way.
I don't want to. I know. I love the name Trump. Trump kills me. He's bad at the Canadians because they're nice. Donald Trump doesn't want anybody nice to survive. Simple ask for each of us to see the human soul in all others. But the world, unfortunately, tells me otherwise. I do not want to be pessimistic, but it is hard. It is hard. No, I know. And I'm like, this is one of those things I kick myself in the ass about because I always had a much more altruistic view of people in general. And I'm losing it. I thought people were better than this. All right. So you want to hear about Scientology, Joe?
Oh, Jesus. Sure. Let's hear about it.
So part of why I'm doing this is because we're part of a network called SPTV, which is a joke reference to something in Scientology called suppressive people. SPTV. Doesn't matter. That's beside the point. The point is, Scientology is a horrible, evil cult that has to be stopped. And a few years ago, Leah Remini, the actress Leah Remini, broke off from them. She was a Scientologist since she was a kid, and she broke off with them because after Tom Cruise's wedding, and she did a TV show called Aftermath, all about exposing the really corrupt and fucked up practices of this place, of these people. Do you have any? Do you know the show? Have you seen the show?
I've heard of it.
All right. Well, what do you know about Scientology, man? Let's do it this way.
Bro, so when me and my partner were homeless in Los Angeles, this was back.
He gets around.
What's that?
I said you get around.
Oh, dude, we were all over the country back and forth. But no, we were in Pasadena, and they have a big thing out there for that. And where me and her used to hold our sign and panhandle, these Scientology guys used to be all dressed in suits, and they used to come up and like try to like recruit people. And I just always had a weird vibe from them. And like, it's just, I don't really know too much about it. I just know that they're fucked up. Like they've done a lot of weird stuff. I've watched a couple documentaries where I think it was in Florida where they were like starting to overtake a whole entire like downtown area of a city. Like it's fucking
Clearwater. It's a place called Clearwater. Yeah.
So I saw the stuff about that, but like, it was just weird, man. I don't really know much about it, but I just know it's weird, and I had a bad vibe from them. And I actually went into the place one day, like just to like get some information or whatever. And as soon as I pulled my phone out to take a picture, they like bombarded me and kicked me out of the place. And I was like, what the fuck? So like ever since then, I was just like, yeah, fuck those guys. But I knew that like every time I seen them, I was like, get the fuck away from me. So like I know they're not good. I just know that pretty much.
Well, I was born and raised. I was born and raised in this cult. Yeah. Did you guys know that when I was in the park? We lived at Washington Square Park together. Did anybody know that? I don't think anybody knew that.
You didn't tell me until years later, I think.
Yeah. I think Joel might have known that, but I think that's about it. So yeah, that's the joke I have now to carry around with me is people want to know why I'm so weird. It's because I was born and raised in Scientology. It's not my fucking fault. Get off my ass.
And you were born on Christmas too. I remember that.
Born on Christmas. That's fun. Ho ho ho. And yeah, thank you. Ho ho. I've been doing that for years, man. And the beard's going white too, so I'll be fitting right in. Ho ho ho. So I'll start wearing red hats.
Dude, look how gray I'm getting.
I know, right? We're getting old. You got heartburn yet? I got the acid reflux. Oh, that's fun.
Damn, dude. We've known each other for 17 years now.
Has it been that? Oh, shit. So yeah, you want to talk about Washington Square Park? So Joe and I met in Washington Square Park when we were just drunken bums together. I was much more of a bum than you. You were much more of a kind of a young guy running around doing stuff. Ooh, do you want to tell the Blues Clues story?
Sure. You?
I don't know the story. That's your story.
Blues Clues story.
Blues Clues, the guy that was on that show. Maybe I'm thinking of Jersey. Maybe it was Jersey. Yeah, maybe one of you guys. Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe it was Jersey. One of you guys was ripped him off. Or something. It doesn't matter. Like people who used to hang out with us because they thought it was cool.
Yeah, everyone's gone now, man. For the most part.
They changed that place. It's not the same. They tore down the East Wing. Say what?
Yeah, dead.
Is Ludus really dead?
Yeah, he died like 3 years ago.
See, I've been by a couple times and everybody says that, but nobody really knows, Joe. Nobody really knows.
No, he passed away.
Doug would know. I guess Doug would know. Just Dougie's all right. He's still.
Yeah, Dougie's in Brooklyn.
Have you seen him?
I haven't seen him. Last time I seen him was like 3 years ago when I was out here visiting, and like he said he was sober, so we hung out, and then he's like started drinking and like he got fucked up, and I haven't seen him since. But like I talk to him every now and then, not too much. I want to go visit him though. I know he's probably I need to go visit him. I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, I would go visit him. I'll go with you.
I have his address.
Well, I know. I thought you did. I thought you would. We should go visit him.
Absolutely.
He'd love that.
Oh, dude, he would fucking freak out. Dude, I haven't seen you in like
I stayed away from the park for a really long time, and then I was going back a little every once in a while, and I just like it was Carla and Mishak and Tariq and people I didn't want to see and people who didn't want to see me. You know what I mean? So the only person I found was Prince.
Oh, Prince is fucked up, dude. I see him often. He's like in front of, yeah, I see him. He's fucked up, man. It's sad. I feel bad for him.
That one fucks me up.
Yeah, he's like really mentally fucked.
Mishak fucked him up.
He's in prison.
Mishak?
Yeah.
Good. Nigel. We know his real name. Mishak. Okay. Mishak. What the fuck was he called? Mishak. I can't remember his last name. But he was he's this English guy. he's Indian, but really he's English. That's the point. Really, he's an English guy called Nigel. And he lives in Washington Square Park and he pretends to be an Indian guru, but he's not.
Yeah, no, he's a con man.
He just looks the part. Oh my God. And he's a total psychopath. I think Mishak is probably like the craziest person I've ever known. Like the scariest person I've ever known. Like in a really shitty way. And I've known some really scary people. Now the guy with the, well, that doesn't matter. But I could sit here and nitpick. But no, Prince, that breaks my heart. He was a good kid. And then, or is, I don't know what he is, but and then okay, so yeah, Ludus. You really think he's dead? I don't know. Man, I guess I feel like I need to like tell his story because he means so much to me.
I think he died from diabetes, actually.
Oh, huh.
Because the last time I seen him, like five or 6 years ago, his legs were like super swollen, and like it was really bad. And last time I heard, he was back in, I think, Belmont. That's where he lives, at his mother's house.
That's the Montauk, I thought.
No, it's right by the horse race track.
Oh.
So I think it is Belmont. He took me there once or twice.
Well, he used to talk about Montauk when he was, I guess when he was younger, it was Montauk, but I don't know. I never went to the mom's house. I was one of the only people never invited.
Oh, yeah, no.
A lot of people were invited back to Liz's house. I was not.
He took me for Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving. I remember.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was my first Thanksgiving when I was homeless. It was just me and him in the park, and I was like super depressed and shit. And he's like, "Come on, Chi-Town, we're gonna go to my house." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, and we're gonna go to Long Island." I was like, "All right, dude." He left at like 8:30 at night to go get liquor for us, and he's like, "I'll be right back." That motherfucker didn't come back until like 2:30 in the afternoon the next day, and I'm just like sitting in the basement, just like freaked out because I'm like, don't know where I'm at, and there's like, I don't know, but he came back and he had his, famous 15-16 and then, we drank, and then his mother brought down a bunch of home cooked food for us. It was nice.
That's cool. The 15-16, that's hilarious. Somebody brought that up.
It to the 1632.
I don't think I was there for that. I don't. Yeah, everything goes up. Inflation, man. Biden inflation, man. Look what Biden did to us.
So when are we gonna link up, man? I ain't seen you in a while.
I know. Well, no, honestly, we should go see Doug. That's not a bad idea.
I am with it. Have you met Sarah? My girl Sarah? Oh wow, yeah, I haven't seen you in that long. Me and her been together over 10 years, bro.
No, I realize there's been a girl. I just have never met her.
Yeah, she's having tooth pain right now. She's got to get some teeth pulled. It was supposed to be on Wednesday, but they changed it to Friday. So she's like going through it. Sucks.
Yeah, that does suck. Tooth, whatever. I don't know. Shit, is it? I mean, there's a lot of things that could be, but yeah, teeth are hard. Teeth are hard. I've been very lucky with my teeth, knock on wood.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Hey, what? I'm sorry, I just have to ask here. What's that? I hope Vanessa's okay. Is Vanessa okay? Everybody tell me Vanessa's okay.
So what do you like? What's your
Hmm.
what do you were saying about Scientology, and we never finished.
Well, I don't know anymore what to say about it. I guess I kind of shot my mouth full about it. It was just a really, okay. I guess the reason it matters to me at this point is because yes, a big part of what scares me about the MAGA thing is how much it reminds me of Scientology.
Really?
Yeah, and the way that they talk and the way that they glaze over about certain things, the way that there was right after the inauguration, he did a joint session of Congress, which looked like the State of the Union, but it wasn't. And there's this footage of these Republicans just like manically just going nuts in a way that really frightens me and really just, yeah, seriously reminds me of Scientology and these sort of, again, the mania that comes with a sort of brainwashing. And there's a sort of religious aspect to all of this that really scares me. Because at the heart of, the Heritage Foundation and the, Mike Pence and this sort of Christo-fascist kind of part of this. I don't know if you even have any idea what I'm talking about.
By the way,
say what?
Pence scared the fuck out of me. By the way,
Mike Pence?
Yeah,
Because
I don't know. He just had this. There was this one fucking thing I remember. This was like, this was during Trump's first presidency when COVID was just going on, and I want to say it was like when they were talking about the vaccine, about like getting close to having a vaccine ready, and like. I just saw Mike Pence standing behind Trump with this fucking face, dude, that he wanted to kill everyone. And it was just fucked up, bro. Like
Mike
he just
Pence?
had this face. Yeah, dude. Yes. Yep.
Huh.
He just had this face and he was just looking and like the camera caught it. And he was just like, I was like, damn, that's a dude that, represents or tries to portray that he's like super Christian and this, that, and the third. But dude, I saw in his eyes and that thing.
Oh, no, he is though, Joe. I want to see that. You got to show me that.
I'll have to try to find it.
I can test because
I'll look for it.
No, Pence's eyes that sort of the what you're witnessing, what that is that's what repressed gay looks like. That's what repressed gay man looks like. He's a little dead. He's a little dead in the eyes. He's a little dead in the eyes because he's repressed, not
like
because
he had a look in his eyes, and he just looked fucking craziness. Like he was like crazy. So yeah, she got it right. The look in his eyes.
Yeah, I know, but that point I was making anyway. Yeah, I don't like the American Christians anyway. The point I was making is that there is a faction of American Christianity that has decided that Donald Trump is divine in some respect, and as far as I can tell, Steve Bannon was just on about it just the other day.
Who's Steve Bannon? I don't even know who that is. I've heard the name.
Wow. Oh, you should. Steve Bannon's one of the driving forces behind all of this. He's the guy that's been podcasting for decades about all of this. Why we know as much as we know. Sort of an Alex Jones type, but much more actually like genuinely political and less frantic and manic. And he was actually in the cabinet or worked for Donald Trump the first term. He was one of the few guys that was actually fired.
That's right.
He was one of the guys who was fired. But he's one of the idea guys. He's the flood the zone guy. This whole tactic of just constantly throwing media out at everything all the time. That's a Steve Bannon tactic. But that's not what we were talking about. Oh, the Christo-fascist thing. Okay, yeah. So it's basically the Antichrist. And you don't want to say that because it sounds so doom and gloom. But you have to understand that there's a certain faction of Christianity in this world that's been rooting for the end of the world the whole goddamn time. They're all waiting for the rapture so that the suffering can finally end. And there's like a whole faction of evangelical Christians that do these sort of pilgrimages to Israel. And not because they love Israel or the Jews, but because they want to see where Armageddon's going to go down. Stuff like that. Like there's a whole conversation amongst us evangelical Christians about the end of the world, and it's coming and it's nigh, and it's very much at the heart of the libertarian stuff, the survivalist stuff, and the MAGA stuff.
Man, people are losing it.
People have lost it. People lost it a long time ago. But people stopped talking to each other. The people that could help keep the people who are losing it together, they stopped talking to each other.
Or getting killed.
Well, either way, stop talking.
Jesus Christ.
Whatever. I'm just saying, I do believe that there's solutions, and for whatever reason, I feel driven to try to find them. And they do, they tend to begin with just having a conversation. Like, we started talking about that stuff, and at first you were a little pissed at me, and then I had to make the point that, no, I wasn't saying the thing you're getting mad at. I'm not defending any other thing. I'm just talking about what this is. But whatever, we talk about it, and it makes more sense. That's the point. And what I see with all the confusion is people that just need to have these conversations and just need to understand things about these narratives that they don't understand. But nobody wants to listen, because nobody wants to be wrong, and nobody wants to say they're sorry, and nobody wants to, confess.
Yeah.
And Citizens United. This is this is what sucks. Something like this. This was for decades. This was what we were on about. And now we have to move on to the Trump crazy train. We can't even talk about the real stuff anymore. But yes.
Yeah, see, that's my question, bro. Everyone's so fucking blinded with all the Trump this and everything. What's actually really going on? You know what I mean? That's the distraction.
Yeah, but you understand it's the distraction that Trump's making. Trump is making the distraction. It's not the media. It's a call and response system. The media is only responding. He's constantly out there saying shit, doing stuff.
I'm wondering what the real fucking shit is gonna,
Oh, my theory all along, because what they've undone is a lot of safety measures, like food inspection or disease control. Remember, they accidentally canceled Ebola prevention, and no, they did not. You cannot just turn that off and turn it back on again. They're setting up a scenario so a disaster so big, so horrific can happen, so that he can claim whatever the executive, whatever, I forget what it's called, emergency powers, and just declare himself forever king. And not for nothing, this is how Caesar did it. Do you understand? This is how Caesar did it. These are people who are obsessed with the Roman Empire and have studied the Roman Empire actually for real. I'm not kidding. And this is how Caesar did it. This is how dictators of the past have done it. Is they are elected democratically. Either they set up the scenario for the situation, they false flag the situation, or genuinely, like in Zelensky's case in Ukraine, a situation happened. They're under invasion by a much larger, much bigger enemy.
Bro, there's no way that Trump is going to be president after these 4 years, no matter, it's just.
Why does he make merch? Why does he have the Trump 28 merch? Why do all of his denizens keep saying it, Joe? Why does Steve Bannon say what?
I said he's a fucking businessman. He's not a politician. When it comes down,
he's also an egomaniac and a narcissist, and I think he deserves to be big man in charge. I think he thinks he deserves that, and I think he thinks he wants to stay there. If nothing else, Joe, if he's not president anymore, if some Democrat is in power, whether the Democrat would try to impeach him or do something or whatever, doesn't matter. His fear of that is going to keep him. His fear of retaliation, whether retaliation ever happens or not. His fear of the retaliation is going to keep him locked. He cannot give up this power, because if he does, in his mind, he is dead. It's not the truth, but it is what he's operating on. He said it recently. They don't even want to get to the midterms, Joe. If we get to the midterms and we actually have a real election, we are flipping the House and the Congress, and we're impeaching that motherfucker, and he knows it. He said it out loud 2 weeks ago.
Dude, I don't really think the Democrats have a lot of steam right now, man.
I know, because the propaganda makes you think that the Democrats are minimal, but we're actually the majority. Liberals are actually the far majority in this country. And there's a great deal of middle ground people who voted for Trump this time and have already come out against him. So the Trump regret vote is very big.
I've been doing a lot of street canvassing over the past 12 years or so in New York City. And I've literally watched the political shift in New York City. Like I really literally have in the past, I want to say I want to say the past year especially, but like it started happening more about 5 or 6 years ago. I noticed like more people were like being less leftist or whatever. And then, but like in the past 2 years, especially, dude, I see a lot more people like I had so many people say, fuck the Democrat, like, fuck you, fuck the like, and I'm
Well,
like,
again, we have to
hold on.
we have
There
to
was
find some terms here.
yeah, but there was a point, bro, to
We
where I'm
have
like,
to.
I was
We have
having
to.
to say out loud,
Because
I'm
I
like,
don't know
yo,
what you're
am I in New
saying.
York City? Am I
I don't know what you're
still in
saying.
New York City right now?
I don't know what you're saying. Because I don't know
Mhm.
what you mean by liberal.
Wait, what?
When you say the word liberal, I don't know what you mean.
I said literally.
No, earlier in the conversation, when you
I
say
never said liberal.
left, did you say left?
I said left.
Okay.
Leftist.
Okay. When you say that, I don't know what you mean.
Well, someone that's more on the left than on the
Yes.
right.
And you're saying that New Yorkers are not more on the left than they are on the
No,
right?
it's still super fucking Democrat, super.
Well,
But
Democrat doesn't necessarily mean left. Well, again, this is the problem. Democrat, progressive, liberal, all those words mean different things, Joe.
okay, so what I'm talking about specifically is people that are registered Democrats. If you're a registered Democrat in New York City, I have to go and either ask for your signature or talk to you about this or blah blah blah. That's what
And
I
you
have to
say that you think that people in general are getting more conservative, even in New York City.
Yes.
But conservative in what sense? In a political sense or in a personal sense? I think people have gotten more conservative in a cultural
Okay,
sense.
so let me just do it easy, right? 5, 6 years ago, you'd never in life hear anyone say "Go Trump" in New York City. You'd never see a MAGA hat. You wouldn't see nothing, dude. It was like taboo if you were like a Trump supporter, right? Now,
They won. So they cut, yeah.
but
So now you see them.
even before they won, dude, before he won, it was like I was starting, dude. Howard Beach, for instance.
No, I was there the day that Joe Biden won. I was in New York City and I had 6 encounters with different MAGA people freaking out about it
No, but I'm saying
in New York City.
I'm saying the overall, like, okay, let's say it was like 80-20 Democrat, right? I would say now it's probably like 70-30. It's like I see it. Like more and more people say either I'm a Democrat, but I'm changing to independent now, or I'm leaning more Republican now. Like there's not a lot of people like okay, like you said it earlier, most of the people that were in the middle, most of the people that were in the middle
Sorry.
kind of towards Trump.
I know I missed what you said. There's not a lot of people that what now?
Most of the people that were in the middle kind of went more towards Trump this go around, correct?
I don't know about most, but yeah, that
lot.
was the tipper. You know, Trump likes to go around thinking he has a mandate. He doesn't. He barely won. But the tipper was this
Barely
sort of
won. He didn't barely
middle.
win, dude. He fucking destroyed it.
I'm
He
talking about.
barely won.
I'm talking about actual vote count.
He
But anyway,
barely won.
the point is, let me just finish what I'm saying. The point is,
We're gonna see how barely.
I know he thinks he has some massive mandate. I know you're going to look up the propaganda, but it doesn't matter.
It's not propaganda, bro. It's fucking.
I know everybody's propaganda now, Joe. You
Come
got
on.
to recognize that. Whatever you're looking at has a spin, has a bias. And if you don't recognize that, you're just being brainwashed. If you cannot recognize the bias in your media, you're just being brainwashed, Joe. Everybody's biased now. We all have to recognize that. We cannot think otherwise. Even fucking, what's her name? Rachel Maddow was fucking biased. Everybody's biased. But what I was trying to say was, oh yeah, there's this sort of the middle voter, what is often referred to as an engaged voter, and they fell for the Trump trap. But I don't know, but we're hoping those people figure it out. The independents, as you call them.
Okay.
So there were a lot of people, more people this time, who voted for Trump, who didn't vote for Trump the last time, who presumably will probably not vote for him again.
So yeah, he won by like almost 2.3 million votes.
I don't remember the exact numbers, but I've heard a dozen different versions of that result. So I don't know which to believe.
This is CNN, so.
Either way, he doesn't have the massive mandate he thinks he has. And either way, it all came down to that middle ground voter that we're talking about. And those people are the most disillusioned with what's going on right now. Those are the people who seem to be the most disillusioned with what's going on right now. The people most disappointed in what has happened in the last 10 months.
Disillusioned.
With some idea that Trump was going to bring down inflation, end all the war. Like there was all these promises, this idea that really it was about inflation and prices and stuff like that, rent and all, the basic needs. So usually most politics comes down to that. What?
He won on the immigrant stuff. That's what he won on.
That's heartbreaking.
I mean, that's what he won on, dude. That's literally what he won on. More people in our country want it, and I speak for myself when I say that, and I don't care. I'm just going to say it because this is how I feel. I have nothing wrong with immigrants at all. Our country was built on immigration, right? Right?
Yeah.
None at all. But when you allow, what was it, over 10 million people, unvetted people in our country, bro?
That's a made up number. It really is. You have to know that, Joe. That really is a made up number. I'm not lying.
Dude,
yeah. You couldn't possibly, Joe. I know for a fact that you personally couldn't possibly know that number. I'm from Los Angeles. I am from a border state. Okay. We don't know how many fucking Mexicans there are.
Okay,
fuck you if you think you do.
Too much. Too many. How about that?
Why? Okay.
Too many.
Let me tell you my version of this story. I come from the American South.
People came through.
Let me tell you, Joe. I got you. This is the media narrative. I hear this screamed every day. This is what ICE is telling me every day. This is what Kristi Noem tells me every day, Joe. I know. I've heard this story. Let me tell you my story. Can I tell you my story?
Sure.
You can put down your phone.
I'm listening.
I come from the American Southwest. I come from a part of this country that used to be a part of Mexico not that long ago, where we have a say. The border didn't cross us. We didn't cross the border crossed us. There is a presumption in white America that the Mexicans don't belong here, that Latin people are not part of America. If you come, I don't know necessarily, if you just come from the Southwest doesn't necessarily make it so, but it is more understood that they are not the other. And I've watched this propaganda for real, in real time, my whole life. Great. Not the point. Again, you're clinging to a fact that has nothing to do with the point. But that doesn't matter. Hear me out. Hear what I'm actually trying to say. Okay. Joe, don't do that. You're having some other conversation in your head. Don't do that. Listen to me. I'm telling something. I'm actually telling you something. So I watched in my lifetime. Okay, here's what happened. In the 80s, Reagan shipped all the manufacturing jobs to China, to Southeast Asia. And whatever was left of them were automated by robots. It devastated the American manufacturing. Republicans and the Reagan administration did all of that for money. They made a lot of money. Certain people made a lot of money in the 80s off of all of that. But the politicians needed a scapegoat. So they started telling people that Mexicans stole their job in the 80s. Now, what I thought was funny about this when I was a kid, the racist narrative was that Mexicans were lazy. So I always thought it was very weird that Mexicans suddenly went from being lazy to stealing.
Wait, you heard Mexicans were lazy growing up?
When I was a kid, that was the stereotype.
How old are you again?
50.
Oh, I'm 42, bro. Like, I never heard that. I always heard Mexicans are like the hardest workers.
Right. When I was a kid, because when the Victorians first came to Mexico, they saw Mexicans sleeping in the day, the siesta, and they decided that Mexicans were lazy. So that was the racist stereotype for a long time, that Mexicans were lazy. And then one day in the 80s, because they needed a scapegoat, they needed somebody to blame, Joe, they told America that Mexicans stole their job. That's what happened, Joe. And they've been building on that otherizing enemy narrative. And I remember more recently, just about, 15 years ago, when they started calling them insurgents. Do you remember they started using that word? Do you know what that word means? Enemy combatant. Enemy combatant, Joe, to identify, to misrepresent Mexican immigrants as enemy combatants is evil, Joe. It is evil to its core. That is propaganda. That is a lie. So whatever you think of the presence of Latin people in this fucking country, whatever, everything.
Dude, it has nothing to do with fucking, dude, bro. Don't even.
Yes, it does. You are in agreement with this. Then, but that's the point. They plant a thing, okay? Mexicans are lazy, or Mexicans are stealing your jobs. Mexicans are the other. 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 But you understand. But Joe, people don't use their brain. And once they're convinced, let me finish what I'm saying. Once you're convinced that Mexicans are the other, it's really easy to blame anything on them. And that's what we've been doing. We've been scapegoating Mexicans for generations.
I'm not saying we haven't, bro. But my point.
But here you are defending this idea that there's too many.
Listen, bro.
Too many. Fuck you.
Dude, there's not too many. Bro, you're fucking taking it out of context. That's what you do, bro.
Then correct me. Then correct me, shithead. No, don't sit there and play victim. Then correct it. Stop being a victim and correct me.
I'm trying, and you keep fucking.
No, you're complaining about the argument. You're not actually saying what you have to say.
My point is, what I said is, there are too many unvetted immigrants in here. We don't know who they are. We don't know what's going on. And if you walk around fucking Midtown Manhattan, bro, you fucking tell me what's around there. Ain't no fucking families, bro. I don't care what you say. Like, you go out there and you tell me what's over there. Like, go tell me, dude. Again,
I look at the same thing you look at. I see families and a few assholes. You look at the same thing and you see a bunch of assholes, bro, and no families.
Out of here, bro. There's like 3 babies. Listen, bro. Listen.
Okay, just because somebody has a baby, that's not what I'm talking about, Joe. Again, you're misunderstanding what I'm even saying when I say the word family. Okay, we're just talking about the difference between. Look, this is the propaganda, and this is why it matters. This is why it matters that it's been around for generations, Joe, because they're trying to tell you to look at a Latin guy with a tattoo and see him as something dangerous or thuggish when he isn't.
Bro.
And I'm telling you, I went to school with these people. I grew up with these people. They're not thugs. They just dress that way.
Danny, listen, bro. Listen, bro. I've been in fucking prison. I've been in and out of jail.
Yes, and that's where you find the thugs.
If you see people with certain tattoos around this area,
I know, Joe.
Over here, you don't get those unless you're in a fucking gang, bro.
Two things. You're right about the teardrops, and that's so very specific and 0.00001% of what we're talking about. The second thing is this is what you said. I'm pretty sure.
No, that's not what I said. I said you said tattoos right here.
Oh, I thought you meant the teardrops.
Teardrops.
Okay, that's what I thought you meant. I'm so sorry, Joe.
No.
But you're right. Certain tattoos right here, can mean things. But also,
they do mean, not can.
No, I'm sorry. I know 50 people with tattoos on their faces and necks that have never been anywhere near a gang in their lives, Joe. This has changed culturally. Okay. People get facial tattoos for no fucking reason now.
Okay, so you're going to listen, bro. You're going to get an MS-13 tattoo right here, and you're not an MS-13?
Nobody. Show me one. Show me one. That's not what I said. That's you misrepresenting my word. Said Joe is having a facial tattoo when we were kids meant something. It doesn't mean today. That's different. People get facial tattoos for lots of different reasons now. I'm
specific
great, right? And again, I'm not. I'm talking about the way that people are looking at people with non-gang tattoos, with fucking rainbow flags and autism.
Well, why are you talking about that?
Because those people are being sent to El Salvador, Joe. Because ICE is wrangling up anybody. And they're using this racist idea that you are defending. I understand if somebody has an actual gang tattoo, the actual name of a gang tattooed on them, yeah, sure. But just having a skull and crossbones doesn't count, Joe. But that's what they're saying. Have you even looked at the criteria they're using to decide who's in a gang? If they're wearing Nike paraphernalia, the Chicago Bulls. Bro, you got any Bulls jerseys? Bro. Have you even looked? Look it up. Look it up,
dude.
No, because you already know everything, right?
I don't know all of it. Of course not. I'm not a fucking gang intelligence.
The point is, Joe, they're hiring fat, lazy, racist white guys to go beat up Mexicans.
Oh, you're so fucking full of shit, dude.
No, it's called hyperbole. Live with it. But let me make a point. Let me make the point, Joe. Joe, that's what it looks like. Whether you agree with that or not, that's what it looks like. We're not making that up. What it looks like is they're hiring fat, lazy, out-of-work white guys to beat up Mexicans. That's what it looks like.
Dude, you are so fucking wrong.
I'm trying to make a point, Joe. Stop interrupting.
Your point is fucking frivolous, dude.
And they're teaching them Chicago Bulls jerseys, tattoos, visible tattoos, facial, neck tattoos, anything like that. They're teaching them to look at what are racist things and just presume stuff. You cannot just presume somebody's Joe. I don't know what you're defending. Wait. I don't know what you're arguing right now. I just need to make something clear. Okay. All I'm saying is having a neck or a facial tattoo does not make you a gang member.
No shit.
Okay, duh. So what are you arguing? What the fuck are you arguing?
I'm arguing the point that you're telling me that there's mostly families when it's fucking not, dude.
I'm saying, no, that's not what I said. What I said was, I look at the same group of people and I see mostly families and a couple of assholes. Somebody else looks at that same group of people.
You don't know what the fuck you're looking at then.
Let me finish the sentence.
You obviously don't know.
Let me finish the sentence, Joe. Somebody else looks at that same group of people and sees something else. I'm sorry, Joe. Do you not think that racism exists? Do you not think it? Wait, before you think you know what I'm talking about, stop. Do you not think it's possible that people look at some guy who's not a thug or a gangster, but because he's wearing a fitted and because the guy looking at him is racist, that he's not going to decide, oh yeah, that's a gangster? You don't think that happens?
Absolutely, every day.
Every day. So what are you arguing, Joe? What are you arguing?
I'm arguing that 14 million people or whoever the amount of many, dude, there's a process. You got all these people coming in, bro.
Right, and border hopping is illegal. It's always been illegal. People got.
So why is it okay all of a sudden?
Say what?
Why is it okay for everyone to just flood our country all of a sudden?
It's not. It never was. That's a lie. That's a media lie. They convinced you. They tricked you. They tricked you. They tricked you, Joe. They tricked you.
Borders. Listen,
he didn't. You know, the last time we had no border with Mexico was when Reagan was the governor of California. It's been 50 fucking years since we've had an open border with Mexico. You don't even know what those words mean, Joe.
Listen, bro. Joe Biden said, "All come, everyone." I saw it with my fucking own eyes, bro, and it's all over the internet.
How have I never seen that? He said everybody. I'm sorry, but America's been saying that for 75 years, Joe. Have you ever been to the Statue of Liberty?
They don't flood the borders.
Nobody see. That's framing. That's framing. That's framing. Joe, stop. Let me explain. So
there wasn't thousands and thousands of people.
You want to know, but you're talking, and if you're talking, you're not listening. So listen.
Bro,
okay, you say, Joe Biden said, what did Joe Biden say?
He said basically, come on. Like if you need a place
come. Okay. So it is propaganda, lies, and brainwashing that, listen to me, let me finish the sentence, that translates his statement into flooding the border. The same way that Donald Trump says they're not sending their best people. Who are they, Joe? Who's sending people? Who is sending refugees? I wonder who that is. What the fuck does that even mean?
Dude.
You translated that. You took whatever he said or whatever it says on the Statue of Liberty, because that's what he's paraphrasing. That's what he's referencing.
What do you call it? What do you call tens of thousands of people coming to the border all at once to get through?
Hunger.
What do you call it?
I call it hunger. Joe. I call it hunger.
You call it hunger?
Most people want food and shelter and the same sort of safety and security that we all take for granted. What's wrong with that, Joe?
Nothing.
What's wrong with that? We have systematically raped the world of its resources for 75 fucking years.
So where the fuck
we
is all
have 85%? Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. What are you talking about? The rich have been siphoning off of the rest of us for generations, Joe.
Yeah.
That's the point. That's the problem with this unfettered capitalism.
So we're just going to fucking fight.
It strangles the working man. It strangles the working man.
Listen, bro.
I don't know it, Joe. Stop. You keep asking questions. You keep cutting off the answers. This is why you maintain confusion. Again, it is framing. I'm just trying to explain to you how propaganda works, okay?
You're a propaganda.
Joe Biden, listen to me. Just listen to what I'm saying. The point is you can make up your own mind, but you're not right now. Joe Biden saying what he said is not flooding the borders. That implies an intention.
What do you call it? What do you call it? What do you call listen, what do you call tens of thousands of people trying to pour into a country illegally? What do you call that? Because it doesn't happen anywhere else in the fucking world, does it?
Yeah.
Has it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. There's famous border disputes in India and places like in Africa.
Border disputes.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. People moving back and forth, or people who unwanted people who are in a place that people don't want to be in a place. There's a lot of that.
That's propaganda.
But again, my point, Joe, is that they were already here. That's what I don't think you get. The Mexicans were already here. They were here, rather on the west coast of the United States before the white man got there. And we've been treating them like invaders ever since. Oh. And so I understand that you think there's something wrong with them wanting to be here. I don't. That's what you just said. What do you call 10,000? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to misrepresent your words. If I misunderstood, I misunderstood. I'm not trying to misrepresent your words, Joe. The situation as I see it is based on a lot of bullshit lies. There's a lot of the basic premise is off. The basic premise is that Mexicans are a burden. The basic premise that Mexicans don't belong here. The basic premise, let me finish. The Mexicans aren't American when they are.
Get over
they
it.
are. They are. They are. They are American. They are American.
Yeah, I know. So like, what's your point, dude?
So why are we treating them like why are we calling them insurgents?
I'm not.
Okay, Joe, I guess you are not. But the Trump White House,
dude.
Insurgents.
Illegal immigrants.
No, what they've been calling them for the last 25 years is insurgents.
Bro, how come I can't just go move to France? How come I can't just go and be like, hey, I want to be in France and I'm going to live here now? I have to go through a process.
Right.
Correct?
And people have to go
why
through
the fuck doesn't anyone else? If they
I don't know, Joe. What you just said isn't based in reality.
What do you mean?
Because there's 1,000 different ways that people enter this country, Joe. Some people do it legally. Some people do it through certain other little pathways. And some people do it illegally. And again, I'm from a border state where like there's a whole industry that does nothing. Listen to me, Joe. There's a whole industry that does nothing but catch, and return border jumpers. That's all they do all day long. That's all they do all day long is catch these people and send them back. And you think somebody is just letting them walk in. I don't know why.
Bro,
there was a flood of refugees. There was a flood. And again, this is the propaganda to conflate border hopping with refugees. And Joe, you also have to understand that there is a lot of actual policy laws that were put into place for dreamers and pathways to make it easier for certain people to get citizenship, particularly people who are already here. And they've taken that away and they've made those people illegal as well.
Dude, you talk in circles so long to where people forget their point.
Because you're not listening.
No, because
you're not listening.
Point. You're not making.
Oh, I'm doing. I did, because you're not listening. So we'll start over. I'll start over, Joe. Does somebody over here understand any of these points? Am I the only one?
Oh my God, dude.
You keep going back to what do you call whatever the number? Right. So you feel like there's a certain number of people, and there's a certain number of people who shouldn't be here. Who are here illegally.
That's all I'm saying.
And they're not, and maybe they're not, the people we want. But the government is treating all Mexican people the same. You're wrong. You're wrong.
No,
if you don't know that, no, you're wrong. The government is treating ICE is set up at like immigration offices. So when people go in for their immigration checks, their legal check, they have to go in every once in a while. They're picking people up and sending these.
Hey, so they're picking on all Spanish people?
No, not all. Obviously not. And Spanish people. You mean people from Spain?
Fucking Latino.
Anybody with an immigration status, anybody with an accent, anybody seen as being, menial, doing, food delivery people, that kind of stuff. They're raiding farms, Joe. They're raiding farms. Do you not know that?
Oh, you're talking about the one in California?
No, I'm talking about all over the country, Joe.
I heard about the one in California.
I heard about the one in Iowa first. That was the first one I heard about. Then Indiana, California. That was a long time later.
No, this was recently.
I know it was recently. I'm talking about before that. I'm talking about before California. It doesn't matter, Joe.
Where they had all the underage kids there working slave labor.
I'm sure the propaganda, I'm sure you believe the propaganda. Or maybe it's true. I have no idea, Joe. Neither do you. Stop pretending you know. Are you in California? Did you witness this slave labor? No, you didn't. Stop pretending you know. I'm not going to pretend I know.
I don't fucking pretend that I know, dude.
But you just said it as though you knew it as a true fact.
You're fucking trying real hard, bro.
I don't know what I'm trying to do, Joe. I'm just trying to communicate. You know what? My frustration in life, more than anything else, is just being comprehended. I just want to be understood. I cannot tell you, especially with men, how often you just have a conversation and it turns into an argument, a debate, don't tell me, or stuff like that. It's like, or just whatever. I'm just saying, like, I just want to be comprehended. I just want to be heard. I'm not trying to do anything else. You know, like if I say something that I misrepresent your words, I'm not trying to misrepresent your words, Joe. If I've misunderstood, please. No,
but my whole point, Dan, my only point is for the people who came illegally that shouldn't be here.
Right. And that's always been everybody's opinion. Nobody's ever disagreed with that, Joe, not one time. So do you know what the liberal complaint is about what's going on?
No, what is it?
No, what do you think it is?
I don't know, dude. I don't pay attention like that.
Is that they're, like Trump always does, he's half-assing it. This group, that is now going to be, when it's fully funded or fully staffed, it's going to be like the second largest standing army in the world or some crazy thing. It's massive. They're throwing an incredible amount of money behind this. They're really just putting on a show. Ultimately, no, the ICE. Christy, no. Ultimately, the point is to change the narrative that America is a place to come for opportunity. It is really what they're trying to do is deter all immigrants from coming here at all. They don't want any more immigrants. Daniel. I know, but I listen to them. I listen to Curtis Yarvin and Steve Bannon, and I actually read Project 2025. I actually know what the Heritage Foundation is. So I don't listen. That's not something liberals told me. That's something conservatives told me. Conservatives told me they think America should be for white Christians only, people who have fought, people whose ancestors can trace back to at least fighting in the Civil War. I'm not making this up, and liberals don't talk about this. Are you kidding me? Who would talk about this? Rachel?
Bro, I would be considered a Christian conservative, correct? Because I believe in God. And what is a conservative?
Well, well, first of all, it's the grotesque melding of politics and religion that was never supposed to be. No, it has very specifically, it's evangelical Christians, Joel Osteen, megachurch, that kind of stuff. There are these whole communities of these people. And they don't, like Amish almost. They're like 1950s era Amish people or something. And they stay in these little communities, and they're dentists and the mall and the doctor and the grocery store. It's all this very specific fundamentalist evangelical Christianity. It's a very specific thing. It's a very specific American thing.
So a conservative is basically like you believe in God, you believe in like family values, and like I don't understand.
A conservative, well, traditionally conservative is fiscally conservative, believed in small government, not big government, and spending less, and culturally conservative, like marry, saving yourself for marriage, that kind of thing. But not necessarily. That's not necessarily politics. That changes with the times. So most recently, it's been about being anti-abortion.
So it's like goody two shoes, basically.
In a nutshell, no, like from your vantage as a ne'er-do-well, sure. From our viewpoint, that might seem like goody two shoes. I would not describe it that way. No,
I don't know.
I don't think that's a conservative. Anyway, either way, that's not a conservatism that really exists anymore. That's the Mitt Romney mold that's kind of gone. Reagan to Romney, that's about where that was. I don't think that exists anymore. I don't think the old school Republican exists anymore. They're certainly not fiscally conservative. This administration has spent more money than any administration ever.
Really?
So that's out the door. Did you read the Great Big Beautiful Bill, Joe? Or did you? No, I don't know. Okay. It doesn't. So what was the other thing I was saying? Fiscal, because I don't know. say about it. And for me, liberalism has always been about civil liberties, civil rights, autonomy. And here's the problem also. This is part of the Republican propaganda, is the word regulation. Do you know what the word regulation means? Probably.
Of course.
So what they've trained people to think is regulation for corporations is bad, but regulation for people is good. And liberals tend to be the other way around. They want to regulate industries and not regulate people.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That to me is one of those defining differences. Conservatives are always looking behind. Progressives are looking forward. Progressive as in progress. Conservatism is kind of stasis, but really these days it's much more regressive. They're much more regressive. That's really, I think, the polarization is progress versus regress. They want to make America great again. They want to harken back to some old time idea. And the old time idea isn't real to begin with. Even the idea they have of what America used to be is more derived from Norman Rockwell paintings than it is any reality or TV. You know how many arguments here's another thing to say about Mexicans. Another argument I get into all the time is white Americans who think that there were no Mexicans in the Southwest because on the TV shows about the Southwest, there were no Mexicans.
That's
but they believe that. These people believe that. They believe that Mexicans really are like somebody else. And in my view, they are our brothers at the very most.
Well, yeah. I mean,
and it frustrates me too, just to think about even in the history, because we were both colonized by European nations. America was colonized. The colonies were colonized by Britain. The middle part was colonized by France and Holland, and the west part was colonized by Spain. And we couldn't fuck with the Spanish. We couldn't fight them. We couldn't beat them. They beat the Spanish off. We couldn't do it. It took them like almost a decade to do it, their civil war. And at that point, to me, I don't understand why we didn't become brothers. I don't understand why we didn't see each other as kindred spirits, brothers, soulmates, something. But instead, Texas tried to take advantage of their weakened state and tried to take land from them. That was our response to, good job on fighting off the Spanish. We couldn't do it, but they did it. I don't know.
Yeah, dude. America's fucking brutal. Like, I'm not even going to deny that.
Oh, yeah. So that's my point, though, is that we took half of their country from them. And then we found a whole lot of gold in that country. And I think we owe them something, Joe. I think we owe them something the same way we owe the Native Americans something, the same way we owe African Americans something. I think we owe them something. And I think treating them like the enemy is the cruelest fucking thing in the world. Because, and particularly for me personally, because I come from a Latin place. My first address was in Echo Park. I grew up around Latin people, and I do not understand the hatred. I do not understand.
I don't think that they're being portrayed as the enemy, bro. That's more.
They are though. No, but that's their propaganda. That's the Fox News right-wing propaganda.
People that have common sense and can actually like reason with fucking reality, like they're talking about people that are like doing crimes and they're illegally.
Hey, and that's the idea. The idea is that's the idea, but that's not what happened, Joe.
Well,
look, I get it. No, I'm talking about what the government is actually doing. The promise was, but they're not doing that. They're not doing that. They're not verifying shit. And initially, they were just rounding up people and sending them to El Salvador, Joe. Random fucking people. There was no habeas corpus, no due process, nothing. And now they're doing it in the Caribbean. They're just blowing up boats. They don't even know who's in those boats, Joe. They don't. You know, the people that used to do this, the Coast Guard, and those boats, they're working on the same intel, Joe. They're working on the same intel. And they would go and pick up those boats and check to see who's on those boats. And half of the time, it was nothing. There was no drugs, no smuggling, no nothing. The Trump administration is just blowing up those boats. They're not even
Why? Because they're Spanish people?
Because they're presuming that anybody they think is, I don't know, because they're saying that the claim is that they're smuggling fentanyl into Florida.
Come on, bro. You don't think they have a reason? You think to just blow up random boats, bro? Come on.
Here's what I know, Joe.
Come on.
Here's what I know. I'll tell you what I know. The way they used to do it is that the Coast Guard would pull over those boats and check.
Yeah.
And half of the time they were wrong.
Okay.
That's what I know. So it's very likely that half of the time they're still wrong because they're working on the same intel, Joe. And
yeah, but nobody's
a year ago.
Oh.
I'm talking about how they used to do it until just now. They just changed it. They just changed it this year. I'm talking about the way they've always done it for decades. 41% actually is what he said specifically, but I rounded up.
Yeah,
but they're wrong. They're wrong a lot of the time. And this is the problem with these people. This is the problem with this kind of people. It's like, this is why we have a whole process to like capital punishment. You can't be wrong. You're just not allowed to be. As a moral stance, I don't think we have the right to murder people at all. I don't think we even have the right to kill people who have killed people as the state and the government. I don't believe that. I don't think that's how we should run our world, but I don't believe that in my heart. But either way, if you're going to do that, if you're going to execute somebody for whatever the reasons, you better be right. You better be fucking right. And when we're flippant about that, when we're casual about that, when we're whatevs about that, that is called evil. That is evil. The complete lack of empathy in this behavior is what is defined as evil. That is what the word means, just for the record.
I mean, look at the rest.
See Nuremberg. Everybody go see that movie, Nuremberg. It's incredible. Sorry, what?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, what do you know? What do you know? You're going to keep defending. Are you going to join ICE, Joe?
Oh, yeah, dude. Sign me up.
They love you.
Yeah, sign me up with my fucking 8 felonies, right?
I don't think they care. They have lowered the standards. Again, these are the people who weren't good enough to be cops. These are people who couldn't qualify to be cops. These are the people who weren't good enough to be cops. These are the people they're hiring for this. And these people don't have to follow rules, the rules that the cops have to follow.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's half bullshit.
It's not.
Isn't ICE like a department of the military? Aren't they? I don't know.
It's Homeland Security. It's a bureaucracy that was invented after 9/11.
So you really think they're going to be hiring some fucking idiots?
Yes. We've already seen evidence of this.
Here, give me 1 second. I'm sorry. I have to take this. 1 second. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I don't know. The way things are going, the way Trump is doing things is just stupid and wrong. I have much better bad guy ideas than him. Ha, ha, ha. Don't we all? He's going to blow up the world if we let him. We should, let's go back to England. Sweep the forest. Is that right? Is that right? Sweep the forest. Can we sweep the White House? I always knew that we should be the bad guys in the world. Yeah, that's not funny. That's the problem, is we've become the bad guys and nobody seems to notice, or too many people don't seem to notice. And any of us who do notice are called delusional.
I got to run to the city pretty soon.
No, it's cool. We've been on. All right. So it's good to see you again, Joe.
I mean, we don't have to go now. I'm just saying I got to go shortly.
No, I know. Somebody's making jokes about how we should have been. We're always, that's what I don't think Americans, the average Joe American realizes.
We've never been the good guys.
Is that to the rest of the world? Again, it had always been aspirational and all, trying to build a more better union. We're always trying, at least, even though we were never really fully the good guys. We tried, and we did do good things, and we did progress. We did, make positive progress in the world. We did both. We did both good and bad things. And the MAGA mentality is to say that because we did bad things, we should just do more bad things and keep doing more bad things and do them 10 times as hard. And that's what freaks me out about it. And that's not for nothing. My point was, that's what the rest of the world, that's how the rest of the world is seeing this.
Man.
You're too popular, Joe. You're too popular.
People, yeah.
Anyway, I just want to talk about talking about it, because it's not even a matter of agreement or disagreement. There are things about MAGA and Trump and Trumpism that I can agree with, but it just, everything they're doing in such a ham-fisted way, in a heartless way. And I know that it's kind of like the joke to make fun of the liberal for caring so much, but that's what I do. That's the basis of the disagreement is that, fuck you. Why do you care? You started asking me that. Why do I care about what happens in Gaza? Because I care about people. And weirdly, it's a narrative I've been following. It's a narrative I've been
Oh my God. Give me
all of
1
my
second. Sorry.
adult life.
Yo, I am in the middle of something. I will call you back. I told you. I'll call you in 20 minutes. I told you. Jesus. Sorry.
What's the 99 what was it? 99 problems and a phone call ain't one?
Man. People, bro. Anyways, sorry.
I forget what I was saying. You think I'm trying to I fucking forget. I'm I've got brain damage, Joe. I forget things. I got short-term memory problems. But my memory is long. I remember the 80s. I remember the 90s. I remember before the internet came along and fucked it all up.
Yeah.
So lying to everybody. That was an interesting thing to me was when I got sober in 2011, 2012, was coming back to the world and just finding out that everybody was just lying about everything now. I don't think people lied as easily when I was young, but maybe I'm just being naive.
Yeah, I don't know. I will never forget that day I saw you in the park and I had a bottle of water, park water, and I didn't know you were sober. Oh,
I had tried. Yeah, I got a detox and I was trying to be sober and you gave me a bottle. I thought it was water and it was not. But that was whatever. That was the park. I know we're supposed to tell park stories, Joe. Where are the park stories?
Bro, to this day, I still think about that every now and then because I'm sober now. And I was man, what a fucking asshole.
I don't think that was on you.
Killed me, dude.
I don't think you even knew. Did you even know? I don't think you
No, I didn't know you were trying to be sober.
Yeah, no, I don't think you knew. Don't feel guilty about that.
No, but still, man, I still think about that. Because I know you had a rough time for a while after that.
Well,
And no, you weren't just out of detox. You had a couple months clean. You had 2 or 3 months sober.
Oh, today?
I didn't know that at the time. I was like, yo, do you want some water? And you're like, is that park water or regular water? And I was trying to be clever to fucking surprise you. And I was like, oh, it's regular water. And you slammed it. And then you drank it. And then you spit it out on the ground and threw up. And you're like, you motherfucker. I was like, what? And I started laughing, and you're like, I was sober for months. And I was like, oh,
not months. I don't even think it was months. I think it was weeks, but okay. It
might have been a couple weeks.
That is so funny.
But for us, dude, that's a long time, dude.
Oh, yeah, for us. But we never got sick.
It's free alcohol.
We kept ourselves anesthetized.
Hey, what are people going to do? What are people going to do when the governments take over the fucking grocery stores? They can't fucking go get their shit when they need it.
It's so funny because the government is there to actually give them things, not to take them away. Whatever. That depends on the government. What's funny about that? What's funny about that, Joe? What's funny about that, Joe, is when they canceled USAID. There was a whole bunch of supplies, medicine, food, all sorts of stuff that went to waste that just got locked up. And that's what you're talking about when the government changes or shuts down and decides they're not going to do it anymore. That's what you're talking about. But the idea of framing, let's provide people who don't have food with more food as being some sort of control tool is propaganda. That is a propaganda narrative.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm more along the lines of if I want to go get some food, I'm going to go get it with the money I have, or I'm going to go steal it if I need to.
Right. But some people don't want to steal, Joe. You're right. And that's basically the issue. And this is the problem of poverty. This has been the liberal stance about poverty all of my life, which is we have to deal with poverty because the problem of criminality is poverty.
And that's really funny, dude, because not to cut you off, but most liberals that I've met are, they're doing well financially. You know what I mean? Their biggest gripe is about poverty, yet the motherfuckers won't give you a dime. So
I found that to be untrue. I found New York City to be very generous when I was out there. Yeah. New York City took good care of me as far as that's concerned.
But
I don't know. It's the best place in the world to be homeless, Joe. You gotta admit that.
Hell yeah. Other than the winters.
Yeah, other than winters.
Oh yeah, dude. You won't starve, that's for sure.
Yeah. You know, no, the
You won't
gutter
starve.
punks at Tompkins Square used to say that you can't go hungry in New York City.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the cool thing about this city, man. Like, that's what I love most about New York is like, you could be like, I've been the homeless alcoholic walking down the street with my homeless friends and walk past like a multi fucking millionaire. You know what I mean? Like, there's all aspects of all everything
But
within.
you know
Like,
what? Oh, you know what I think is funny about that though? No, you're right. You're right. But I think it's funny about that. New Yorkers always talk about that. But like, and the subway is being this like great, like kind of intersection of worlds, right?
yeah,
But in New York City, nobody talks to nobody. So yeah, you see these people, but nobody interacts with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the problem. We need to actually talk to each other more.
yeah.
Just in general. Integration. Oh, that's what I was saying about the Middle East. Integration. They should have been integrating instead of putting up walls throughout the 90s. We would have a whole generation of Israeli Palestinian people who would be the ones to deal with this right now. But we don't. We should.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn, bro.
Integration. You can't hate closer. Anyway.
I gotta run to the city, man.
It's time to go. I know it's time to go, Joe. It was good to see you.
Yeah,
good to talk to you. We'll definitely have to hang out. Where are you exactly? Are you in Brooklyn or Bronx?
No, I'm in Jersey City.
Oh, Jersey City. Oh, you're in Jersey.
Yeah, man.
That explains it.
What is it? What? That explains what?
I know lots of people in Jersey. I used to go and see this guy in Jersey, and I don't remember where he lived, but the train back was the train to Tonnelle. Do you know where Tonnelle is in Jersey?
I live
New Jersey?
right off Tonnelle Avenue.
Okay, you know that train, that like above ground electric train?
Yeah.
It's a commuter train.
It doesn't work anymore.
Oh, that sucks. It was great. Okay.
You know where Journal Square is?
Hold on. I'm going to make a joke about Tonnelle. It's Tonale. Tonale. It's an Italian word. It's Tonale. That's the problem with Jersey. Because even the voice on the train pronounced it Tonale.
Bro, so when I first moved here 2 years ago, I was like, I saw that and I was like, oh, Tonnelle. Right. Yeah. And then like I went to order from this fucking Italian restaurant by my house, and they have a whole bunch of street names for the sandwiches. And I was like, yeah, let me get a Tonnelle. Let me get it. For months they were letting me order it Tonnelle, right? And then one day this fucking lady goes, Tonnelle? You mean Tonnelle? I'm like, what do you mean Tonnelle? She's like, that's how you say it correctly. I'm like, Tonnelle?
That's how they say it in Jersey, yeah.
Yeah, Jersey's weird, bro. But like Jersey is,
it's like, well, like this goes back to like the thing we're talking about Mexicans, because in the American Southwest, everything has a Spanish name. Like everything has a Spanish name. Los Angeles, all these words, they're all Spanish. You know, Santa Maria, whatever it is, and again, it still mystifies white people. Why where are all these Mexicans come from? Like they were always here.
Stupid. Those are the
people in Arizona. They think that it's like city planning. Like it's some sort of, the city has a Latin motif. No, it's a Latin fucking city, you dumbasses. But they don't know that. It was founded and named by Latin people speaking Espanol.
Dude, I spent a decent amount of time in like the Southwest. It's pretty cool. I love the desert. The desert just has like this peacefulness to it, like where you can look out and you see nothing but like hundreds of miles of nothingness, and it's just very peaceful.
Especially for city dwellers, there's actually a real psychological need to see space, and we don't see it when you're in the city. Go out in the ocean, go out in the desert, you can see expansive space. It does a lot. It does a lot for your psychology. It does a lot for your spirituality. We used to go to a place all the time called Joshua Tree at Death Valley.
Oh yeah.
I miss that place. Beautiful, like mystic, amazing places.
Yeah, man.
I miss my California.
Dude, California is in rough shape, dude. When's the last time you were back there?
When was the last time you were?
6 months before I got sober. No. 4 months after I got sober. So 2018. Yeah,
so 6 years. So has it changed a lot in 6? Has it changed a lot in that 6 years?
Oh, I heard it's even worse now.
Yeah, I hear a lot.
Like it was, dude, it was fucked up when I was out there, bro. It was bad. Like, dude, keep it okay. For me to get sober and my girlfriend to get sober, which was like, she was worse than me. And you know me, dude, like she was worse than me. For both of us to get sober, that's how fucked up it is out there. Literally.
I don't know. Because people get sober on their own time for their own reasons. I don't know if the geography has as much to do with it. But okay. I don't know. That doesn't say to me.
It's the environment of how easily accessible fucking hard drugs.
Yeah. Accessibility definitely accelerates the process.
And there's a shit ton of money. There's a lot of cartels and shit because we are close to the, we are close.
There's another thing to talk about, Joe. Like the big problem with the refugees and the southern border is people fleeing drug cartels, people fleeing this criminality that's taken over certain places that we are complicit in. We are the primary consumer of the product that creates this criminality, and we also provide the guns. We're also arming these cartels. So until we stop doing that, I don't think, again, another reason, I think we have no reason, no right to be mad at these people. If we stop buying their cocaine, hey, guess what? A lot of the problem goes away. If we stop arming the cartels with American-made guns. Exactly. Money, Joe. Exactly. It's always about the money. Follow the money.
Always has been. They don't give a fuck about us, man. They give a fuck about their money, man. And that's what it's always been.
Who are they? It depends on who they are, Joe. You just said
the powers that be, bro.
Who are they? The Build-A-Bear Group?
That's a great question. Who are they?
Yeah. It's a big question. Well, next time, Joe.
Nobody can answer that. They have like
everybody has a different answer, Joe. That's the point. To some people, they are corporations. To some people, they are the government. To some people, they are secret societies like the Illuminati or the Build-A-Bear Group. It all depends on who you ask. To some people, they are aliens. You know what I mean? It depends on who you ask. Yeah. Everybody's got a different thing.
That's a good one. I want to. We should do another one on that. Who are they?
Yeah. Who are they?
We should get a couple people.
I know we got to get more. This is what I want to do. I want to create a sort of like hangout environment where people can just talk like this.
Yeah.
But you have to listen when I yell at you.
Well, likewise.
Of course. I always listen.
All right, man.
This was fun, Joe. All right, good. Yeah. All right. Did you watch the one I did with Gabby? You have to watch that.
No, I'll check it out though.
All right. And we should have talked about Miguel. We didn't even talk about Miguel.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Talk about Miguel again.
Lot, dude. I'm gonna write a book, bro.
I'm supposed to write. My brother wrote a book. That's right. You were asking about Scientology. My brother just wrote a book about growing up in Scientology and the horrible tortures that we all endured. Well, he endured far worse than I did, but that was endured nonetheless. So I feel like I'm supposed to plug the book. What's it called? Child X by Jamie Mustard.
How many people were watching?
Oh, and he's not my brother anymore. What? Oh, we had about 12 at the most, I think. It's okay. I don't know. I'm kind of coming back. When I was doing this earlier, I had a much bigger audience, but I haven't done it in a while because people don't want to do this. I thought when I started doing this, everybody would want to talk to me, but it's hard to get people to agree to do this. Yeah. As it turns out.
They're scared, bro.
Well, yeah, that's kind of why I asked you too. I knew that Joe was just crazy enough he wouldn't care. You know what I mean? I knew you'd be on board with the kind of like, it's a weird thing to do, to have like catching up conversations with old friends online in front of an audience. But I also think these conversations are worth sharing.
Yeah, it's good.
So whatever, we'll see what happens.
Cool, man. So I got your number. You got my number. I'll save your number. And
that's not my number. That's my friend Colleen's number. But you can call her. You can leave messages with her. I have to get a phone. I don't have a phone right now. I've got a situation still.
All right.
But I'll get a phone. All right.
Get a phone, you fucking bum.
I know, right? Amen. Bum indeed. That's me. I'm a bum or a rock star. Again, perspective, Joe. Depending on who looks at me, I'm a bum or I'm a rock star. Different people, not rarely. My point, though, is that people look at me and see drastically that much of a difference.
Yeah.
Implicit bias is real.
Oh, yeah. People are fucking stupid, man.
People have been systematically trained not to think for themselves.
I know, it's sick.
And it's government, it's media, it's religion, all of these groups, all these don't want people to really think for themselves. Go listen to some George Carlin. He'll explain it all.
Oh yeah. I haven't listened to him in a while. But all right, man. I will talk to you soon, and thanks for having me.
Thank you, man.
All right, bro. Love you, man.
Love you too. Peace. I don't know how to do that. There we go. All right, here we are. So now it's just me. Who's left? There's 5 people left. Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have anything they want to say to me? Did I yell too much? I just feel like, there it is. Citizen X. Thank you. Don't insult Build-A-Bear. Right. The fentanyl comes from China, and he coming at Canada. But it's just whatever. It's all just an excuse. It's all pretense. That's why it sucks so much. So like the fentanyl thing is a problem for real. Like people and instead of actually dealing with, though, we're dicking around with like stupid games, stupid blame games. Thank you. What do you say? Good show. We need more of those park stories. I know. I wanted. That's also like I thought Joe and I would talk more about the park because that was kind of that point. But I'll have to find some more people from the park. Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much. All right. It's such a long. Don't say that. All right. All right. I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna record something and post a song. So. Yay, I still do that. So that's really my main gig. All right. And also, like, if anybody knows somebody or people want to talk to me, hit me up because I'm looking for people to talk to. And I want to talk about the propaganda and the politics as it relates to the propaganda from Scientology, what I recognize, what the overlaps and the parallels that I see there. And I think it's an important thing to talk about, not for nothing. And there's Raven. All right. I don't even know what to push.